everybody, this is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Chat Show, and currently, what the temp is here, 50 degrees. I heard on the news that we may be having a big snow this coming Sunday. It's gonna be fun. Some areas gonna get hit, some not. I hope it skips our area entirely and I could go to my hand appointment on Monday. I wish it didn't come at all. Well, we do get snow here. It gets kind of dicey in some areas because we're pretty hilly in some areas, and so it's not easy to get around when it's like this. Anyway, I hope all is well. Some of you guys are dealing with some storms. I understand today in Winterset, Iowa, they got hit by a tornado. Hope no one was hurt or anything, but hope the property damage was minimal. Hi, Dorothy! And, how are things in your neck of the woods, Dorothy? Hope it's well. So it's going to be stormy pretty much across the country. Depends on the area and depends on the weather pattern and conditions and everything. If you need more information, go to the National Weather Service and for your area, and they will tell you. Or if you have a weather app on your phone and have it put on alert just in case it. Oh, you poor kid. Yeah, it's approaching there. We have around here in Lakewood, we have cottonwood trees. So I'm so far away from the Scotch broom that's from my old apartment complex, which is down that way. It's surrounded by Scotch broom, and I'm allergic to that. And so I'm so glad I'm so far away from that. It's not too bad here, but if the conditions are right and the weather's right and everything, you gotta accept. I'm looking at getting a new air filter that takes care of indoor issues, like dust mites. Dust mites are the biggest cause of allergies. Okay, not so much the pollen; it's the biggest cause for indoor allergies. When you wake up sneezing and coughing and everything else, dust mites. So I'm looking at getting rid of those things. Which I am going to get rid of those things. Even my cat has the issues. Poor Loki. Okay, now, as for he who shall not be named, well, you know who he is. Trump. Idiot Trump, as I've been calling him. He tried to pull a sneaky on Enron by his lawyers moved the business moved the various business addresses from New York City, where all his assets are, to Florida. Well, you can't literally move a building down to Florida, okay? And they tried pull that little scam on the judge. And in other words, he's trying to avoid paying the big fine. Well, I'll tell you what, he can't even do business there. I mean, he would have to, if he did that, he would have to start all over in Florida. Well, things might change in Florida. They might have a Democrat, legislation and everything else, and go, nope, we don't want him there either. Okay. Now, if all his assets are seized by New York, meaning all his assets with his name on it, including Mar-a-Lago, and which I know is out of state, but still they can seize his assets that way. Federal. They could seize his assets in New York. You know, all his buildings and businesses, his apartment complexes, his plane. They'll seize his plane in order to pay the fine. If he doesn't put up with the bond, put money up for the bond for that. If he doesn't put up money for the bond, they'll seize it. And he's such a whiny little brat, is what he is. And he still doesn't get it that he has broken the law. And yes, he has done a lot of wrong, okay? He screwed people over, and he's got to stop doing that. Or something or someone has to stop him from doing that. So anyway, this is what he tried doing, is moving the business addresses to Florida. It didn't wash, and the judge said, nope, you can't do that. Even the monitoring said, alerted him to that and said, nope, you can't do that. She's got him so locked up, money-wise, he can't move the money. He has to pay they can allow him to pay the money, take the money and pay the bond, but they could take everything. And he brought all this on himself, okay? He didn't learn. He did not listen. He has this sociopath narcissist attitude that he knows everything. Well, he doesn't know everything. He doesn't know how anything works. I'll bet you he doesn't even know how to scrub a kitchen floor. Let's see, what else? If they do, New York does seize his assets, they'll sell the assets at proper value, at face value. They'll sell them at that, not Trump's inflated value, but the proper value, the property tax value. And they'll get the money that way. Really, what they should do is take Trump Tower, take the name off, of course, take Trump Tower, turn it into a low-income apartment building, and also low-income / small business complex, where people could work from home. Like that sell items, sell make items, handcrafted items and everything is selling that way. But put it under rent control. And also New York needs to fix the rent issues with the apartment complexes that Trump has been screwing people over on too, not fixing everything. Yeah, for immigrants. For people that come in, immigrants or sons and daughters of immigrants, yeah. People that really need the help. And they also should take the plane and use it to take the plane and sell it to Ukraine and have Ukraine use it. Maybe turn it into a bomber and use it to bomb Putin over there. Putin, by the way, over last week, and he killed off his rival. Putin is so paranoid. He doesn't want anybody to take over his position as quote-unquote president. Putin is no leader, okay? He is a spoiled brat. He wants to be Iron Fist and everything else. Well, you know what? If we had the... Oh, how should I say this? If if we have the setup where we could take all these dictators off this planet, ship them off planet, put them on a planet somewhere else out in space and let them fend for themselves. People need to be free. They really do. And I would love to see North Korea free. I would love to see Russia free. And also, I think China needs to get rid of their Communist Party and go back to a monarchy is what they really need to do. A constitutional monarchy like all the other countries have done. Look at Spain. They went back from... They had a communist dictator there, and he got overthrown. And, matter of fact, he went to prison. And they decided to go back to a monarchy, constitutional monarchy. And this time the King of Spain works with his legislature and everything else to solve issues in Spain. And Spain is so much better for it. They're so much happier. They didn't want to go the presidential route because it's too tiring more than anything for them. And it didn't really, they weren't really that happy with the title president, so they decided to go with the king and queen. And Spain, again, is another example. They are doing very well. Even Spain at many times trying to help England out in a number of issues too, which traditionally, back in the 1500s, Spain and England were enemies. They didn't like each other very well. Spain and France. So, let's see here. So anyway, we're waiting on that. We're waiting on the, I thought the Supreme Court said no, they will not hear the case or anything because Trump has already missed his deadline on that. So if I were the Supreme Court and I go, nope, we won't hear it, send it back to lower court and let's move on. Because they have to follow the law too. I don't know if you guys watched on YouTube with like the launch pad or anything. Yesterday, history was made. The Innovative Machines private lander, lunar lander, which is a partnership of NASA and several other companies, had landed the lunar lander on Mars. Sorry. She's sitting up right now, and they're working on the signal issue, and they're getting that fixed. Britain is helping with that, and so is Spain on the signal acquisition. Spain is part of the European Space Agency, so they're helping with that. Try to get the signal, make the signal stronger. But we hope to have a new pics that come out with it. But it did state it is upright, it is working. So we'll see what we find out. But it's the first time in 50 years that technically we landed on the moon again. Last time we landed on the moon was Apollo 17, 50 years ago. So, which was 1974, I think it is. Let's see. What was it, 50 years? They said 50 years ago. Hold on a second. Let me get my calculator to work. Oh, come on. Yep, I got it right. 1974. So it's been 50 years. And of course, we've come a long way in 50 years as far as technology goes here. So they got all kinds of experiments and find out what's going on and, what's the best, determine the best site to put our base on. And I just hope China and Russia behaves itself and leave it alone. Of course, their landers didn't do very well. Their landers crashed. Now, India is the other country that it was able to successfully land their lander on the moon, but they're on the other side. And so they claim the other side. So we'll see how this goes on this, get more information. They were supposed to have a press conference about it, but apparently they had to hold off on it until they got more information. Now, my question is, what do you want to talk about? What's on your mind? What do you hope to see happen or will happen? I just hope that I'm pretty sure Trump will be found guilty on all 91 counts. And then he'll be sent to prison in the spring. They need to make this quick, and even at the CPAP conference that was held over the weekend, that fell flat. There were virtually little or no people there, supporters or anything, and he basically killed that. You remember the comment that anything that Trump touches dies or destroyed or, ruined. Well, there goes that. Usually it's one of the biggest events of the year. They bring out, good GOP candidates and everything else, and they put their ideas out there and say, hey, this is, I would like to see done. Yeah, well, that's not going to happen either. He's going to lose that case. And oh, by the way, Eileen Cannon has backpedaled herself, has reversed herself on a lot of her orders. And she still has to do it. His trial for that starts in May. Unless she makes another biased ruling, then yeah. I think what happened was what caused her to reverse herself is that the 11th Circuit, the Chief Justice at the 11th Circuit, who is her boss, told her, he said, you need to study up on how all this works. If you feel you cannot do the case, then we'll appoint somebody who does have experience in handling separate cases. Well, what they should have done was put an experienced person there, not some green judge that doesn't know what he or she is doing. Separate cases are a little bit different animal compared to, the regular criminal cases and everything else. Okay, this involves our national security, and I don't know if she doesn't seem to understand or get it, or she's just ignorant of the subject, hasn't studied up on it. Well, he can't dismiss classified documents case. He can't do that. That's still set in stone. Okay, he was caught with those documents. And, of course, always in MAGA, GOP, they say, oh, well, Biden was let go and this and everything else, and he should have been charged and this and this. Well, I beg to differ. When they finally closed down that office in Washington, D.C. while he was VP, that's when they found those documents. And they also found those documents in President Biden's garage. Well, my question is, how did they get there? And my thought is, I wonder if Trump had one of his cronies plant them there. Or somehow they got planted there. You know. Or those are the documents that Trump was trying to hide. But anyway, President Biden was found. No, he didn't do anything wrong. They saw them, they reported them, they handed them back, and that's it. And they said no. We don't know how they got there, but they got there, and we're still looking to see if they weren't planted. It wouldn't surprise me if Trump tried to frame his opponents. Tried to cheat that way. And he's going to lose. Nikki Haley is gaining followers in her camp. A lot of them have left him and went to her. She's not that radical. She knows how things work. She knows how government works. And, you know, being a governor of a state, it's equivalent job to President of the United States, is what it is. It's mirrored as such. Because you notice all our constitutions and everything else is patterned after our national constitution. And so that way everybody's on the same page. And sure, there's some differences, but it depends on the state, depends on the industry, that type of thing. It depends on the population. Another thing too that really kind of dumb. He was trying to sell shoes, his sneakers, at the SneakerCon convention. $399 sneakers that were so ugly it wasn't even funny. And people, as usual, the dummies would buy them, but they don't know when they're going to start production, and they don't know when they're going to be shipped. So that's another con right there that Trump should have been snagged on. And any money that comes into Trump should be intercepted. My thinking. I know I'm sound pretty tough and pretty mean about it, but he screwed a lot of people over. Contractors, you name it, okay? And, yes, he's crazy. Trump belongs to a prison of the mentally ill, criminally ill prison. It belongs in there and kept there. And I'm pretty sure that his plane's on lockdown, so he can't go anywhere on his plane. They need to make sure about that. And so he doesn't fly off somewhere to a non-extradition country. A lot of people say, well, we should ship him to Russia and send him there and everything else. I go, no, he needs to be held accountable here. Okay. You heard what, Dorothy? So anyway, other than that, I'm gonna get ready to sign off. I will post this on my YouTube channel. And I will, let's see, where am I on my calendar? Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. Yeah, his plane is on lockdown. Let's see, let me find my calendar. Uh, okay, I still will do my Ginger chat show as scheduled on Monday. If anything changes, I will let you know. Because I have my hand therapy appointment in the afternoon, providing that we don't get snow. Because my friend, she said, if it snows, I'm not going to go. And I go, I agree. So, anyway, I'll see you on Monday. Yes, you have a great weekend too. Stay safe, Dorothy. And love you guys. Be sure to share. And I will talk to you later. Okay. Bye bye. And thank you.